6 months ago, I set out on one of the most mentally challenging journeys I've ever attempted, a lean, controlled bulk. Or at least mainly lean and controlled bulking. After multiple failed attempts in the past that left me looking way bigger than I ever wanted to be, I knew this time had to be different. So today we're officially at the halfway point of this bulk. Let's take a look at the changes and progress I've made across the 5 aspects of this bulk. Let's start with the obvious and most important aspect of this entire bulk, that being my weight gain and body transformation. When I began this bulk, I weighed in at 212 pounds with the goal of gaining 1 to 2 pounds a month. Today I'm currently hovering around 222 pounds, which is 10 pounds over 6 months, so I'm pretty much exactly on pace for my goal. However, the weight gain is only a piece of this puzzle. Here's a side-by-side comparison of my physique on day 1 versus my physique now. I've definitely added size, and while you can still see my abs if I contort my body to get the angles right and flex as hard as I possibly can, it's clear I've lost a good bit of the leanness I showed at the beginning as well. Honestly though, this is much better than I expected considering what I looked like just 5 months into my previous bulk. The proportion of fat to muscle gained in this bulk compared to the previous ones is considerably better. On to aspect number 2 of this bulk, how has my training changed? If we're being honest, my training really hasn't changed that much at all. I still follow the split, chest, back, arms, legs, repeat, and I've been making very good progress on that, so it really hasn't changed much at all. And before anyone says it, yes, I know I don't take rest days and I know recovery is important, but I still take 3 days of rest in between training each muscle group. I just don't have one specific day for rest. So while it seemed like I may be overworking myself, I actually might train my muscle groups less than most people, as most people train twice every 7 days. I train twice every 8 days per muscle group. And here's a quick glance of what a full rotation of my split looks like. To start off on chest days, I do 2 sets of Smith machine incline bench press, followed by 2 sets of high to low cable flies, 2 sets of low to high cable flies, 2 sets of cable lateral raises, and 2 sets of cable wrist curls. On back days, I start with lat pull downs, followed by chest supported T-bar rows, seated rear delt flies, then barbell shrugs, assisted pull-ups, and cable face pulls. Arm days are typically the longest, so I always superset every exercise. I start with a superset of Smith machine shoulder press with reverse grip easy bar curls. Then I move on to a superset of dumbbell bicep curls with machine lateral raises. And finally, a superset of cable overhead tricep extensions with cable wrist curls. And finally, on the best day of them all, leg day, I start off with leg press, then RDLs, then Smith machine split squats, seated leg curls, and seated calf extensions. And once leg day is done, I simply just repeat back to chest day. The third aspect of this bulk, and realistically probably the most important, is how my diet has changed. My diet has honestly changed more than any other aspect of this bulk. I started eating 3,700 calories a day on day 1, and you'd think as I gained weight, my calories would continue to increase because I'm getting heavier, but that has actually not been the case for me. As some of you know, I graduated from college this past May, so since I'm not walking around campus to classes and I'm much less active in my free time, I'm actually burning a lot less calories, which has caused me to need less calories to continue to gain weight. So now I'm only currently eating 3,500 calories a day to still continue to gain 1 to 2 pounds a month. This 3,500 calories consists of 4 meals, the same meals I eat every single day. Those being my pre-workout meal consisting of rice, salmon, and shrimp, my post-workout meal consisting of rice, sweet potato, ground beef, and bananas, overnight oats that has oats, yogurt, milk, peanut butter powder, honey, and chocolate chips, and then my dinner, which is simply just chicken and pasta. On to the fourth aspect of this bulk, which is realistically the least important. It's the supplements I'm currently taking. As for supplements go, nothing has really changed either. I'm still taking creatine and vitamin D3 daily, and I sometimes supplement with protein powder, but we all know I really don't like protein powder, so I stray away if I don't have to take it. Other than that, I have stopped taking fish oil. Really for no reason outside of I wanted to stop taking horse pills. I mean, the pills are absolutely massive and I was tired of taking them, so I just stopped taking them. So nothing really crazy is going on with supplements, just a little something to help aid with my recovery and keep me balanced on the day-to-day. Now for the last aspect of this entire bulk, let's put everything together and see what this looks like on a typical day for me throughout this bulk. The first thing I do every single day when I wake up is have my pre-workout meal. It gets a load of calories in me early to start my day and energize me for my workout. Next, I obviously follow that up with actually going to the gym. Regardless of the day, these two things are always the first two activities I complete. After the gym, I'm going to follow it up with another meal. That obviously being my post-workout meal. This has a lot of carbs for recovery as well as good protein intake. Along with this meal, I will also take my creatine and vitamin D3. There's not really a specific reason I take my creatine and vitamin D3 after the gym, besides the fact that I've read you actually absorb more of the creatine when taking it with carbs, and since my post-workout meal has plenty of carbs, I've just found that to be the best time to take my creatine. Once these three things are done, the rest of the day typically tends to vary a bit. Typically, I'll eat my overnight oats sometime in the afternoon and then finish the day off around 6 o'clock with my chicken and pasta bowl. And then that's just it for the day. I try to get 8 to 9 hours of sleep a night because I find sleep to be just as important as everything else along this journey. And while this is what a typical day looks like for me, I'm going to be starting my full-time job this upcoming month. So everything is actually open to change right now, and I would assume my schedule is going to vary a lot once I do start that job. So we'll just have to see at the year-end update how that affects my results and what it meant on a day-to-day basis. But that's really it for my 6-month update. I appreciate you guys for watching. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you guys in the next one.